let's start with the university song. Muskan, please play university song. Roshni, over to you.
Thank you, Jayant. Good evening to one and all present over here. Today, I would like to introduce Dr. Jigar Inamdar Sir, who had pre-received BCom, LLB, MA in Political Science, PhD in Public Administration. He is a consultant cum regional director of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations and Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. He is a current Senate and Syndicate member of the Maharaja Sayajirao Rao University. He is also the advisor and former honorary executive director of the Institute of Leadership and Governance and the advisor of Triveni Devi Kashinath Agrawal Management Development, the Center of the Maharaja Sayajirao Rao University of Baroda. He is also coordinating activities of Swami Vivekanand Gujarat State Youth Board under the Ministry of Youth Affairs. Last but not the least, sir, you are an inspiration for today's youth. And now I request you to address this event with your inspiring words and give the opening remarks to the event. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Roshni. Thank you, Jayant. And thank you so much, all the team members who are behind this nice initiative. I would like to congratulate Faculty of Arts, Dean Professor Adya Saxena ma'am. I would also like to congratulate Professor Jagdish Solanki sir, coordinator for NSS, and all the team member of NSS. आज CID का यूथ की दृष्टि से और पूरे देश की दृष्टि से क्या रोल हो सकता है, उसके बारे में जो वेबिनार आप सबने ऑर्गेनाइज किया है, इस वेबिनार को आयोजित करने के लिए आप सभी को मैं हृदयपूर्वक धन्यवाद देता हूँ। CID वर्ड जब हम सुनते हैं, किसी भी खुफिया चीज की बात करनी हो तो उसको CID के साथ जोड़ दिया जाता है। CID के बारे में बहुत सारे रहस्य बहुत सारी जगह फैले हुए हैं और इस सिचुएशन में CID को लोकभोग्य बनाने का जो काम हो रहा है और इसके लिए सबसे उपयुक्त व्यक्ति को आज इनवाइट किया गया है। आज आदरणीय अनिल प्रथम जी हमारे बीच उपस्थित है। मैं हृदयपूर्वक महाराजा सयाजीराव विश्वविद्यालय की ओर से अनिल प्रथम सर का स्वागत करते हुए और आप सभी हम सभी उनको सुनने के लिए उपस्थित हो, तो ऐसे समय में ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए आप सभी को फिर एक बार धन्यवाद देता हूं और इस प्रकार के वेबिनार के माध्यम से निरंतर युवाओं में जागृति लाने के आपके जो प्रयास है वो चलते रहेंगे, ऐसी आशा व्यक्त करता हूं। फिर एक बार सभी आयोजकों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, सबको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
Thank you very much, Jigar sir, for your kind words. Now, I would like to invite Tisa Soni to introduce Professor Aja Saxena ma'am, Dean, Faculty of Arts, who may kindly give the welcome speech.
A very good afternoon to all of you. It is my privilege that I am introducing Professor Adya Saxena ma'am. She is the head of History Department, Dean of Faculty of Arts, the MSU Baroda. Adya Saxena ma'am is an ardent scholar with master's, MPhil and PhD degree in history from India in medieval South Asia. She has contributed in the field of urban and maritime studies immensely. Her interest in environmental history and the history of science and technology are relatively young. She is a professor at UGC DRSI SAP 111 Department of History, MSc Baroda, and has 20 years of teaching experience and research experience. Currently, she is involved in archiving, cataloging, and preserving of vernacular manuscripts of the state financial of Gaikwad State of Baroda. She is also the director of Center of Urban Studies of MSU Baroda, which has come up under the British Council Knowledge Partnership Scheme, October 2015. As a result, collaborative project of Center Urban History, University Leicester, UK. To her credit, she has several published papers and unpublished monographs. Over to you, ma'am.
Madam, you have to unmute yourself.
Ma'am, you are not audible. Ma'am, we are not able to hear your voice. Can you please recheck? Still, ma'am, your voice is not coming. So with this, I would like to invite Rijijan to introduce Sunita ma'am, who will give us a welcome speech. Sorry, Mr. Patel. Mr. Patel, over to you.
Dr. Sumita Nambiar has done her Master in Social Work and has a PhD in Business Management. Presently, she works as Professor and Associate Director of PGD HRM with the Faculty of Social Work, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. She teaches courses on organization behavior, organization development, business environment, and family dynamics, corporate social responsibility in the Master's Program of Social Work and Human Resource Management. She is a recognized PhD. She has more than 20 years of teaching experience at undergraduate and postgraduate level. She has worked with the Human Resource Department of General Electric Limited and Crompton Greaves Limited. Currently in the ICC committee under the POSH Act for Bank of Baroda, Baroda Gas Limited, joint venture of GAIL and VMSS, Gujarat State Electricity Corporation Limited, that is GSECL, and MNC like ITT and Grid. She has conducted trainings for the Corporate National Academy of Indian Railways, Sardar Patel Institute for Public Administration, that is SPIPA. She has presented more than 50 papers at various national and international forums. I hand it over to you, ma'am.
A very good afternoon, respected deans of faculties, invited guests, Shri Anil Pratham sir, and student participants. It's really a pleasure to be a part of this collaborative webinar and on a very different topic, which we would get enlightened. Let me give a brief about the Faculty of Social Work, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. The faculty owes its origin from a very progressive outlook of the first Vice Chancellor of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Srimati Hansa Mehta. As you all know, we have two flagship programs, the Masters in Social Work and the Masters in Human Resource Development. The faculty also has a PhD program and 3 diplomas. Over a period of time, the faculty has able to network with more than 50 to 60 NGOs, non-government organizations, corporate sectors, health settings, and until recently, faculty was also much in the public display in terms of the extension activities that the faculty members and the student volunteers took up for COVID management. Faculty has had a very robust curriculum, the teaching, and added with research and extension activities. And it is with this in purview that the National Service Scheme, which is a Government of India program under the Ministry of Youth Affairs, has also been under the guidance and under the supervision of the Faculty of Social Work. The faculty has almost created a lot of milestones in networking with various individuals, groups, communities, and over a period of time has also, through its very wide-ranging of alumni network, has also reached out to people who are in need. One of the pivotal tasks of being a teaching institution or being a higher education institution is to prepare the youth for the country. And I feel extension activities, webinars, and programs such as this and collaborative activities would really prepare our students to take up challenges in the coming future. I take this opportunity to thank for having given opportunity to collaborate and having such a galaxy of good speakers also for this session. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Sunita ma'am, for your welcome speech and for tell us about NSS. And before that, I would like to also announce that Dean Faculty of Social Work, Professor Bhavna Mehta ma'am is on leave. So Professor Sunita ma'am is going to play the role of in charge dean for this program. Now, I would like to invite Riji Jain to introduce Professor Jagdish Solanki sir, who is our guest speaker and who may deliver a lecture on university youth, social issues, and CID.
Good morning to one and all. Good morning to one and all. Now I would like to introduce Professor Dr. Jagdish Solanki sir. Professor Jagdish Solanki sir is a well-known person in our university and doesn't need any introduction. He's the former Dean and Head of Faculty of Social Work at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda and the former Director of NSS. He was also the Program Coordinator of NSS. He specialized in teaching subjects like social welfare administration, social policy, industrial relations, and management of non-profit organization. He's the co-author of 5 books. He's also associated with 5 research projects of the Government of Gujarat, the Government of India, and the public sector. He's associated with the Foreign Exchange Program with the University of Huddersfield, UK, 2010. He was also the Senate member of the MSU Baroda. Currently, he is the agency supervisor. Words are getting less to describe Professor Jagdish Solanki sir's achievement. He presented and published several papers at state, national, and international conferences and associated with many NGOs, NSS, and government bodies. With this, I would like to invite you, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, am I audible, sir? Am I audible, Jan?
Yes, sir, you are perfectly audible.
That's great. That's great one. Good afternoon to everybody. Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, the patron of this webinar, Professor Parimal Vyas sir, Chief guest of the webinar, IPS Anil Pratham sir, Director General of Police CID branch, Mananiya Dr. Jigar Inamdar, the deans of 2 faculties, social work, Professor Bhavana Mehta, Faculty of Arts, Professor Adya Saxena, collaborative, person and looking after IQAC of the university, IQAC Director, Professor B.S. Chakravarti, NSS Program Coordinator, Professor Sunita Nabiar, Dr. Virendra Singh, Sri Umang Modi, Sri Jayant Agrawal, my colleagues and dear participants. I am what a great sangam of the agencies which really cater to the social sciences, disciplines of India and the Gujarat. The role of social scientist is to really create a type of citizen which they would help us to create a beautiful, glorious civic society. And in this civic society, role of police and particularly crime branch cannot be really underestimated. So far, these institutions have remained behind the curtain. But today, these institutions have come up with a great role to play in creating very transparent, glorious, and dignified human society. To that extent, this webinar is very, very significant for all of us, because it is this webinar in which we have people from arts, quality control, quality assurance department, faculty of social work, and we have students and coordinators and program officers from National Service Scheme. So I'm very happy to be part of this webinar because it has got tremendous significance and rationale in today's time. I have been living with youth since 40 years. I have associated myself, since 40 years in this youth movement. And therefore, I have reasons to tell you that youth constitute very significant segment of the society. The youth is the backbone. Youth decides future and destiny of the country and the society. This youth is defined or given age range, different age range for different people. There are some who believe that all those who are mentally young will be ever young. But to just understand in these operational, aspects of this webinar, we believe that all those who are below 40, they have a very greater role to play in mainstreaming issues of concern in today's society. These youth constitute 22% of India's population, and 22% is not an ignorable percentage, very significant. And quantitatively speaking, there are 235 million people. What a great number. If you talk about the world, youth is 1.8 billion person, 90% of whom live in the developing country, and there are more than 235 million youth in India and 225 million in China. So Indian elephant and Chinese dragon would constitute more than 450 million youth of the world. This is the power of the youth. What can be done by youth? I am not here to deliver a lecture because we have experts, but I will give you bullet type observation. Youth decides future generation. Youth is very active, productive, meaningful, fruitful, cheerful segment of the population. It has got creativity, innovations, research, vibrancy, and whatnot. It is essential to really train this youth, which will be the human capital of the society. And involvement of youth in different sections, different segments, is absolutely essential. Next. Youth, what is that youth can do? Youth can make impossible possible. NSS, with which I have lived for more than 40 years, the one-line statement of NSS, objective of NSS is personality development of youth through community services. If youth of the country is involved in community services, their personality will be definitely greater than the ordinary personality developed by academic higher education institutions. Therefore, youth has definitely a great role to play in national integration. If nation has to be integrated, we have to integrate the youth because they would act as a catalyst and their role will be greater. Youth will engineer political initiative, youth will engineer political measures, interventions, campaign, etc., etc. And third is youth will decide the security of country inside and the outside. So that is how youth is very important. They say, sociologists say that the way in which youth would behave would give the social and cultural indicator of development of that country. The type of songs that young youth sing would decide the tomorrow of the country. And that is why youth involvement, youth synergy, youth, being in the, mainstream would give social and cultural indicator. Next. Now, this youth has to be linked with framework of CID. Till yesterday, CID was a very mysterious word. CID was not reaching to the hearts and the heads of the people. All those who think of CID, feel of CID, they were really frightened. What is this CID? The time has come through which this CID has to be people's priority. It has to reach to the people's expectations. To briefly say something about CID, it is an investigation and intelligence wing of Indian police. It was created by the British government in 1902, and Crime Branch CID Special Wing, headed by Additional General Director General of Police and assisted by Inspector General of Police, IGP. And other branches of CID, anti-human trafficking, missing persons, anti-narcotic, fingerprint bureau, anti-terrorism. All these segments are building blocks of creating secure society. And in these branches, we would like to discuss the role and significance of youth. Next. It is largely observed that ordinarily criminal practices are majorly done by individuals who are in the age group of youth. We cannot expect children ordinarily to get involved in the crime. Similarly, ordinarily, elderly people may not be involved in crime. It is the youth. Though their constructive activity, if not channelized constructively, it is likely that their energy will be involved in destructive activities and they will be engineering such type of practices. Therefore, there is a definite relationship between youth and the crime. And this relationship has to be understood by you and I and by common man who constitute the member of the Indian society. Next. CID and youth together in association can contribute tremendous in designing, developing indicators for tomorrow's society. Youth can become friends of CID in true sense. Youth can really assist CID by contributing, in creating a threat-free environment. Their role in awareness building, awareness generation is tremendous. They can create constructive awareness about the proceedings, before the less educated section of the society. And youth of the country can be involved in crime preventions. They can be advocates for reducing the crime. They can be the ambassadors of maintaining peace, harmony, and making the world better. Next. We can collaborate with youth organizations of the country, such as National Service Scheme, Nehru Yuva Kendra, Scout, or other youth or NGOs to create better and safer social and physical environment for one and all. Next. By this, youth and CID can become partners to create a society in which the human rights and basic needs of the people are satisfied. The first and the foremost thing that is needed today is let youth be very conscious about their potential. If youth would be conscious of their potentials will be channelized for constructive and reconstructive activities, which will not only help them, but will help larger society. The time has come to ask to the youth, oh youth, don't ask your country what your country has done for you. Ask yourself what you have done for the country. And to conclude, I would say India is undergoing a type of a transit in which we will have to say woods are really dark and deep, but we have promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep. Thank you, organizers, for giving me this opportunity to share some of the significant issues before you, so that I feel happy to contribute in major issues of the society. Once again, I thank you.
Thank you, Jagdish sir, for your wonderful speech. And your speech is very much informative and it highlights many points. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Umang Modi sir, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law, MSc Baroda, to take question answer session. Umang sir, please take over.
Thank you, Jayant. Sir, as such, we haven't received much query from the participant, but myself, on behalf of participant, would like to ask you about what should youth learn today about NSS, and how should they contribute more to do this thing?
Thank you for giving me a clue to contribute little more about the NSS. NSS is a youth organization, and NSS in MSU is a very vibrant institution. And Vadodara, Vadodara has also got youth-related issues. So what MSU youth can do for through NSS for Vadodara as well as university. First and foremost thing, not with is we have to work with environment, because which is the major concern. Second is we have to work with drugs, prevention of drugs. We need to in NSS environment related activities we have been doing it, but drugs prevention activities also we can undertake a project by which we can educate university youth to get rid of this to get out of these social problems. Third is we can really involve youth in generating awareness about social issues which are retarding the social development of the Vadodara, Gujarat and India. And the last is youth has to be exposed to real India, and real India is not residing in in urban cities. Real India lies in the rural areas. So the NSS would like to offer the opportunity to give exposure to university youth to rural and tribal way of life, which constitute bigger India than the lesser India in which we live. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you. And another last thing I would like to say that can you just more highlight the role of CID and university and how it can be connected, rather it could be with the police also, so that what NSS could play the role here.
See, so far there are so many matters which are in the jurisdictions of CID only. So if we can have some socially useful and socially utilitarian information from CID department, which could be the need, which could be transmitted for youth, then then probably youth will be more enlightened, more aware, and more vigilant about it. Today, what is happening? The news appear in media when a crime begins, and then the second day, third day, that news would not be there in the media. But then any criminal activity is concluded in which way, and what is the conception of the activity, and what is the conclusion of that activity. So that satya has to go to hearts and the heads of the youth. अभी तो शुरुआती सब क्रैक इमीडिएटली सब बता देते हैं, बाद में वो चीज का क्या हुआ कुछ पता नहीं. So there are segments of CID department, if they feel appropriate that it has to percolate in the minds of the students, then NSS can play a role of intermediary. We can be a link between CID and and the university and the university youth. Both can collaborate, both can have a collaborations, and positive, constructive, and healthy informations can be shared with the youth for the purpose of prevention, for the purpose of promotion, and for the purpose of deterrence. यूथ को पता नहीं होगा कि ये ऐसे क्राइम करेगा तो कल उठा के क्या होगा. So and once deterrence is created, it would really help youth as well as larger society to have a very peaceful life. This is how I would put my observations. Thank you.
So thank you, sir, for answering queries. So we can move forward with the session. Further. Jayant.
Thank you, Umang sir, for moderating question answer session. Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Adya Saxena ma'am to deliver us insight of the session. Before that, Adya ma'am is going to give us welcome speech, but due to technical errors, she is not able to give welcome speech. Adya ma'am, over to you.
Now, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Well, I'm extremely sorry for internet issues. As all of you are aware that the premises of the Faculty of Arts are under renovation. So we many a times face struggle on the supply of electricity and sometimes supply of internet connectivity also. For this, I seek pardon from all of you. On behalf of the Faculty of Arts, I welcome everyone who is present over here, and mainly our guests, particularly Shri Anil Prathamji and Professor Jagdish Solanki, who is the part of the MS University of Baroda fraternity. So, welcome, sir. Besides that, I also take opportunity to welcome Professor Chakravarti, Professor Namia, who are also part of our fraternity, and it is a joint collaboration. Before I begin with reflecting on what is happening today in the cyber space and how the students, teachers, and of course our administrative staff is benefiting out of today's talk, I would like to introduce about our faculty. The Faculty of Arts actually has emanated out of Baroda College, which has its establishment since 1881. This place has been walking of several scholars in the corridors and of course in the premises of the dome structure, what we call as Baroda College building or present Faculty of Arts. Besides this, I must say that our faculty is having a lot of potential in the sense that it deals with more than 21 subjects, and it also specializes in certain fields where it has emerged as the hub of institutions and centers. And in the midst of this, what we see is that a beautiful population of investors who are always ready to extend their support to society. And in fact, they work on the principle, what they receive from the society, they are ready to give it back. And it is where you see that in Faculty of Social Work, joint sciences, so many other disciplines of social sciences, humanities, and languages of the Faculty of Arts. So, joining hands for Faculty of Social Work and Faculty of Arts is another move which has been taking place over all years. Besides that, we are having our IQAC director, Mr. Chakravarti, who comes from the realm of science and technology, but he actually looks into the internal quality assurance as far as academics and other co-curricular activities are concerned. So the three getting together on this vision is a welcome move, and we will see many more things happening in future. Now coming on to the topic and the way the theme has emanated from the voice of Dr. Kiran Namdar, who in fact is a most vibrant personality on the campus, who in fact has initiated a process where joining of hands at the level of faculty or among the faculty and also beyond that, it has been possible. And again, here you see this has emanated out of the spirit of giving back to the society. So, so the Institute of Leadership and Governance has been really, paying us back. And here I would like to mention the theme of the Sociology Department, and of course, set of students from Faculty of Law, of course, the colleagues from Institute of Leadership and Governance. Again, this is voicing about giving back to society. So I feel that today, when our main speaker would be speaking on the role of the secret services for the commoners becomes significant. When we are moving in the corridors of our home or our professional institutions, we observe many things. We observe and we forget. I think that secret institutions, secret society, secret government personnel would actually understand this or the potential behind that. And I hope so that what will be deliberated by Anil Prasanji will be making us more conscious, and in fact, it is going to several ways to define our responsibilities and roles. The role of a citizen, the role of the responsible citizen, in fact, plays a significant role in structuring a peaceful and vibrant society. So with these words, I would like to pause and will repeat to listen to Sri Anil Prasanji. But here I also want to make points that what Professor Solanki has said, what Professor Namiar has said, and Professor Bhavna has been sharing, because the students is not here on the virtual platform, be giving back to the society. They give back to society by their action. We at Faculty of Arts give back to society by training the youth in different disciplines, making them skilled workers of the India. And with these words, I welcome Anil Prasanji and look forward to hear Anil Prasanji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adhya ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Sia Gupta to introduce Professor B.S. Chakrabarti sir, Director of IQAC MSU Baroda, who will introduce all of us about the keynote speaker and eminent IPS officer, Sri Anil Pratham sir. Sia Gupta, please.
Very good evening to respected chief guests, teachers, and one and all present here. My name is Sia Gupta, and I'm very pleased and thankful to the management team for providing me this wonderful opportunity to introduce such a versatile person, Professor Dr. V.S. Chakrabarti sir. He has served university as Senate member, coordinator of career and counseling cell, also as a head of the applied physics department under the Faculty of Technology and Engineering. And currently, he is guiding force for many as he holds a very challenging position as Director of Internal Quality Assurance Cell in the Maharaja Sayajirao Rao University of Baroda. We are very blessed to have him with us. Now, I would like to share this platform with sir, and I request him to please introduce our very renowned speaker of today's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sia. Jayant, at the outset, my congratulations to the entire team of organizers to have organized this event. Respected Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Parimal Vyas, Honorable keynote speaker of today's topic, Adarniya Shri Anil Prathamji, Deans of faculties, the Faculty of Arts, Professor Adya Saxena, Professor Bhavna Mehta, Professor Jagdish Solanki, Professor Sunita Nambiar, other dignitaries, Senate and Syndicate members, and dear colleagues who have joined, my very dear students, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm afternoon to all of you. Aap sabhi ko mera namaskar. I've been given this pleasant duty and an honor indeed of introducing today's keynote speaker, Shri Anil Prathamji, who is a IPS officer from the 1989 batch of Gujarat cadre. He is a bachelor's in commerce, a master's in commerce, and having done after that his LLB and LLM. So an illustrious academic career. A wealth of experience, I would say, in several positions. As I can see the list, the Superintendent of Police at Bhuj, Banaskantha, Panchmahal, Bhavnagar, Mehsana. Then Deputy Commissioner of Police Traffic in Ahmedabad City and Vadodara City. The Superintendent of Police, CID Intelligence, CID Crime, Superintendent of Police, Gram Rakshak Dal, Commandant CISF Baroda, SCCL, Singareni, Andhra Pradesh, DIGP Economic Offence Wing, CID Crime, Gandhinagar, DIGP and IGP and Principal Police Training at Principal Police Training Center, Junagadh, Inspector General of Police, Women Cell, and now the Additional Director General of Police, Gujarat State, CID's Crime. A very illustrious career, as it is evident from this. Apart from this, I must also mention the initiatives and activities that he is undertaking under other organizations, under other umbrellas, notably the Achiever Foundation for Socio-Economic Empowerment, a foundation which strives to work for education, justice, equality, dignity, and economic empowerment. The Sangh Kaya Foundation, which is a non-profit faith-based organization devoted solely to the dissemination of Buddha's Dhamma and charitable activities that help in the spread of Buddha Dhamma in India and around the globe. He is also associated with Sankalp Bhumi Trust, Vadodara, the Sankalp Bhumi, which is right here near the campus in Kamati Bagh. And it regularly conducts various programs for propagating the philosophy of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. And of course, he is also associated with Hindustan Scout and Guide Association, which is a non-political body, and all of us know about it. Well, sir, for your reference, this is a campus with more than 47,000 students at present enrolled on our rolls, more than 1,200 teachers, and more than 2,000 non-teaching staff. It's a reflection of a mini society, and along with this youth and the society comes the problems that plagues this section of society, particularly youth. And therefore, today's topic of which I would say is an interface between the CID, the police, and the society at general, is a very important topic. As I said earlier, it is a way of life for us to conduct programs which are related to students. We have had several students, and I take this opportunity to mention that even in the lockdown period, we were absolutely on our toes, and we have conducted more than 200 programs on an online basis. So this is the vibrance of the campus. We look forward to have your words, your lecture, and then the interaction with the students and the audience in general. With these words, I once again welcome you, sir, for this event and request you to kindly address the audience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. First of all, I think I am audible right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me also remember the dignitaries available in this seminar. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sri Parimal Vyasji, Dr. Jigar Inamdarji, Adya Saxena Madam, Bhavna Madam, Sunita ji, Professor Jagdish Solanki ji, Mr. Bishwajit Chakravarti ji. I think one more I am forgetting.
Sir, by mistake, you are muted. Please unmute.
Yes, thank you. So, Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Social Work, NSS, and Internal Quality Cell, I thank and welcome you all that you have invited me and convened this online seminar. I would also say a word of encouragement to the students who in between came and introduced various panelists like Roshni Sharma ji, Tisha Soni, Mishri Patel, Riddhi Jain, and Sia Gupta. So I thank all of them. To start with, Till now, I thought that I am the only speaker. I thought little bit of that. But when I heard Professor Solanki, so he made my work very easy because he almost covered many important points on which CID should work and how CID can take assistance of the youth. So that has been great. Though I know Professor Solanki from many years, but I could understand more during his speech that what he actually deals about the MSU and also the youth organization. As I am understood that I am given 40 minutes. So to start with, I will first say few words or assignments or things which we do in CID crime so that participants can just have an idea and they can think of the question if they want to ask. So to start with, CID crimes deal with investigation and inquiries. Second, economic offenses. Then we analyze the crime. We also collect criminal intelligence. We deal with cybercrime. We deal with wildlife crime. It is our job to see that absconders and wanted criminals are arrested. It is our job to ensure that courts, summons, notices, and warrants are served to the person. We also deal with the narcotics crime. In CID crime, we have a cell which deals with the police research. We have a senior citizen cell here. We are dealing with crime against women. We are dealing with crime against children. And we are dealing with the subject of the missing person. We have the anti-human trafficking unit. This I said of the CID crime. CID crime on its own has friends of women and child. About 900 are friends who are working for us voluntarily. We have many NGOs who are coordinating with us. So these are the things we do in the CID crime. But as the topic mentioned is CID. So let me clarify, CID has two parts. One is CID crime, which I have just covered. Other is the CID intelligence, which is most confidential, but they also deal with the public and youth. CID intelligence role is to keep a watch on the general activity in the society, to create agent and source who can provide them real information of any subject they are dealing. Then they CID intelligence also keep a watch on NGOs and individuals if they are not doing as per their objectives. And of course, CID intelligence keep a watch on the activities, on the things or the person which can affect the peace and law and order of any city or districts. So with these words, you must have got some idea that what CID is doing. So on that base, you can raise certain question if you want. Now, the words I used, sentence I used, are not that only CID crime is doing. As you are aware, in every city, every district, we have a police force. So in fact, it is their primary duty to focus on various types of crimes, and they see it. But whenever required, whenever we feel, whenever government feels, whenever High Court feels, if it is required, so we can take over any investigation, any inquiry, any subject from the local police, and we can inquire and investigate. We also supervise many things which are being handled by the local police and local units. So now I will focus one by one on these subjects. First, I will focus on the economic offensive. Economic offense has taken a very big impact on general public. You know, in Gujarat, the amount or the losses is more in economic offenses rather than in physical offenses. When we say physical offenses, so it is body injury made, some loot, dacoity, theft taken place. But what we have seen nowadays, that a systematic planning is being done to make the economic crimes by making companies, by making fake firms, by floating various deposit schemes, by cheating, by impersonating, by making exaggeration claims, and all that thing. So anything which is done with the intention to cheat the general public, the gullible public, will come under economic offenses. We have seen many companies which they have formed and promised that they will pay very high rate of return or high rate of dividend, but finally we found that they have locked their office, took whatever money, and they left the city or country itself. So if any information comes, so this affects public at a large. So we generally keep on making various programs to keep people aware, beware of certain economic offenses and their plan modus operandi. So this is where youth can involve, keep a watch, and inform the local police. Then secondly, I will say that cybercrime. Cybercrime is increasing day by day because we are using laptop, computer, mobile, and everything. Whole economy activities are being done on this social platform. So we have seen many cyber crimes of economic type and also of exploiting women and children. So that thing is also being done. So you have to be, public has to be very careful that whether it is hacking, whether it is data theft, or it is posting the objectionable body objects of person. So such type of crimes are being going on. Then I mentioned about wildlife crime. So it is not so popular among the public, but as you are aware, we have a Indian Forest Act. There are certain things, which are banned as per the list. If we see the Forest Act, so many wild products, wild animals are banned for many things. So I will request, if it is the awareness of the youth, so they should also read various type of the acts to which CID crimes deals. If youth will read the acts, they will be able to know and differentiate that what is legal and what is illegal, what is crime and what is not crime, and they can help by providing information to the police. As we know that any city is peaceful when city is crime free, or at least the people who have committed the crime and are absconding and wanted, they are put back into the jail, so that a sense of security and a sense of fear among those who have breached the act prevail. So that thing can also be done. Next important topics is the narcotics. We all are aware that narcotics is a worldwide organized crime. The money involved, the money margin in narcotics is very huge and it has international ramifications. We see that narcotics supply chain is connected to many countries. But question is why it is being supplied and why it is being consumed. So somewhere there is a demand in city, there are people who consume it. So that's why it is coming. So again, it is the role of the youth organization, as Professor Solanki has mentioned, that youth organization, one of the youth NSS is one of the 8 youth organization working for the youth empowerment to make them aware of what they should do. So I think if youth are involved in prevention of the drug consumption, if they are involved in making people know the negative aspects of the drug consumption, so youth can be really useful to the country and the nation. We have our one police research center. You know that any policy matter or any policy, any act which come into force, it is based on the sound research, empirical data. So we try to involve, coordinate with the universities and individuals to do research on particular issues. So MSU can also be one of the partner in some subject if required. Even the scholars like PhD or the students who are pursuing as a part of assignment, as part of internship, they can also choose some subject and they can make some paper accordingly. Then we deal with the crime against women. You know, after Nirbhaya Kand in 2012, Government of India has focused on the crime against women. The acts have been revised and strengthened. Strengthened in the sense the punishment has been enhanced and the definitions of the various, activity, definition of this rape, chedti have been revised to favor the woman in particular. So that way, crime against women, we are trying to control. Government is very serious. So in that, women or young can come to safeguard individually and to safeguard the other youth folks, so that you can help in that area. Then second, children are very tender. They need protection. They need guidance. So you might be aware that government has come out with a specific act called Juvenile Justice Act for the protection of the children who need care and to deal with the children who commit crime during their minority age. So they are called children at conflict with law. So we deal with them separately. So we have as you might be aware, that criminal justice system for the people above 18 years of age and under it is different. So JJ Act deals with the criminal justice system under 18 done by the children's, if they may be victim or they may be accused of some crime, so they are dealt separately. So in this area also youth can be very useful. Second subject I will say, the missing person and anti-human trafficking. These two are interconnected. You might be reading in newspaper that children got missed, girls getting missing, and they are not coming back. We don't know what has happened. So here comes the anti-human trafficking. So there is always doubt if a children has not come back. So there is a possibility that he might have trafficked. If a girl has not come back, she might have been trafficked. There are certain cases, there are many cases where girl on her own eloped with some boy, and that is not a trafficking. On her own she has gone, but still we have seen the various organized trafficking, human trafficking cases, like they are sold for the child labor, they are sold for domestic work, they are sold for the prostitution, they are used for organ transplantation. So there are certain, this human trafficking activity. You might be aware that human trafficking activity after narcotics is very big organized crime internationally. Women's are, we have seen, we are cases are transported to the other countries. They are used for domestic purpose in the other countries and even India. So these possibilities cannot be ruled out. So if we are alert, if the public in general is alert, if youth in particular is alert, so they can be averted, they can be rescued. In here, I would like to say that, as you have said, NSS is one of the 8 youth organizations recognized by the Government of India. I would like to name total 8 youth organizations who are there. You must be aware. After NSS, we have NCC, National Cadet Corps. Then we have Nehru Youth Kendra. Then we have a Red Cross Society. Then we have eco clubs of the Forest Department. Then we have Hindustan Scouts and Guides and Bharat Scouts and Guides. They both are recognized by the Government of India, and they are doing scouting activity, making people aware of the scouting craft and making them aware of their responsibility, making them empowered, and also making them skill prone, making them to earn some proficiency, making them to upgrade their skill and proficiency. So these youth are very important. In 2016, Prime Minister Office had conducted a meeting, joint meeting of the all 8 youth organization heads, and he had given a charter that all youth organizations should work in coordination, not at center, state, but also at the district level, so that their strength can be coordinated and they can be put to the better use of the various aspects of the society we are dealing, or government we are dealing. So it is very important that we deal with all youth organization in a coordinator manner. As Maharaj Sajirao University is an old university, and it has about, as mentioned, about more than 47,000 students and other staff. So it is a very big number this university have. So how they can be, make aware, how they can be used, how they can be sensitized in different way, so that real objectives can be done, is very important. In addition, now I will also mention, as earlier one of these panelists said, that whenever we say CID, so CID means confidentiality, isolation, working in isolation, not sharing the things. But there are many things, even in CID crime, where there is a need that we proactively go to the public, we proactively go to the NGO and seek their assistance. I will give few examples. Like we have a scheme of Friends for Women and Child, which is specifically because CID crime deals with this thing. Then we have right now 900 volunteers who are working on this. Then we have the volunteers for the cyber crime. We have the volunteers for the cyber crime. So we have the students of the university, college, and other who are well qualified in the MCA and IT. So, and they try to help in certain cases whenever required, voluntarily, to help to solve the cases, to help the cases in getting cyber crimes solved. So these volunteers for the cyber crime purpose, for the crime against women purpose, to rescue the children are very effectively being utilized by the CID crime, and we promote public at a large to come forward to work. In addition to that, we had got procured the data from the registrar of the societies in Gandhinagar about how many NGOs we have in Gujarat. So you might be, I don't know you are aware or not about the number of the NGO is working in Gujarat. So it is about more than 2 lakh NGOs are working in Gujarat. So we are trying to see how these more than 2 lakh NGOs can be useful to the governmental system, can be useful to what Constitution want to achieve. As you are aware that whenever any NGO is registered, it has certain objectives, and most of the objectives deal with youth, women, children, and education, awareness, and all that thing are, I think, their common objectives. So we are trying to see how these NGOs can be utilized in a better way, how the NGOs which are lying idle, they can be activated. And in this such a big gigantic task, how we can use the youth, we can use the NSS, we can use the other youth organization, we can use the students, how they can connect with them, motivate them if they are not working, and really work for the objectives they are there. As you have read my biodata, I was also SPGRD. SPGRD matlab Gram Rakshak Dal. So we have the concept that each village should be covered by police in some format. So police by their khaki are not so acceptable, not so people do not mix them. So we want that people of the village, people of the ward level who live with the public, if they can be our connect point, if they can coordinate with us, so really the information, what we are saying, that criminal intelligence, criminal watch over the village, over the public there, can be shared with the police and necessary action can be taken. If such a thing can happen, so really we can control the crime before it takes by such information. So that will be a very important things to happen. I think these are the most, whatever I wanted to say, most things I have covered. Two more points I would like to say, which I had jotted down. You know, we all are governed by the Constitution. Constitution has given all individuals equality and power that we ensure that judicial system is implemented. We generally criticize the police and criminal justice system on the pretext that investigation takes long time and even judgment takes even more time. For years their judgment are not being delivered. So when we analyze the reasons for the delay in the trial or in the investigation, one of them is that witnesses, the statements we want to take, they do not remain present for their statements before police or before the court. They try to prolong it for one reason or another. So I think if we can ensure this system, so it will help. I am saying this because in many places, people who have witnessed some incident, crime has happened before them. They are aware of the fact, but they do not come forward before police or court to share the factual position for the fear that why I should involve in the matter of the other. I think if as youth we can take this responsibility, saying that no, if I have seen some crime before my eye, it is my moral duty, it is my constitutional duty to come for the police, come before the court and say whatever fact is. I think it will increase the conviction rate also. It will make the cases move faster. So this is one of the thing a youth can do, public can do. And as I had already mentioned, that absconders and summons and warrants, if they are covered, then we can really achieve the target which our constitution, which our act, which government feels that we all should live in harmony and crime should not be there. And if crime is done, then justice should be done to the victim, compensation should be given to the victim, and accused should be arrested, and stern judgment and punishment should be given. I think with these words, I would like to stop here. If any questions are there, we can continue. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir, for such an excellent and inspiring talk. And I am sure it is going to be very useful to all in various ways, and particularly to the youth, for making them aware about CID and its importance in nation building. And now I would like to invite Dr. Virendra Singh, sir, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Arts, the MSU Baroda, for taking the question answer session. Sir, please proceed.
Thank you, Jayant. Good evening, respected guest dignitaries and all the participants over here. First of all, sir, you made us understand functionalities of the CID in such a simple language and in great detail that majorly all our questions which were there, they are being answered in your presentation itself, sir. But at the same time, few of the enthusiastic youth who are being added in this session, they have the questions. And the very first question that comes is, do CID or they take only the allotted cases from the government?
Generally, it is the High Court, state governments, or DGP. We take the cases. Other categories, when we decide, it is decided at the top level in CID crime, whether it is case worth our taking, we take it. Otherwise, if they are investigated by the local police.
Right, sir. So second question that comes is, on daily basis, we see kids begging on the streets. Are they a result of the child trafficking? And if yes, then even after looking on the streets, why CID or police is not taking any action?
This is a very expected question, because we see on every crossroads this thing, even I see. Actual position is that I mentioned you that Juvenile Justice Act comes into operation to deal with these child beggars. And many times, many raids have been done at many places. But when we produce them to the Juvenile Justice Board, their parents come and say that they are वो तो आसपास में ही थे हमारी वजह से थे. So that first thing, it appears that parents are actively involved with them. So they are not trafficked, but they are only begging. So many times cases have been done under begging act, but somehow it is such a social problem that even I never give money to a beggar, child beggar, because I know if I give her some money, so I am helping the organized crime. But people in general are giving them money. So in that way, it is such a situation. They feel even if they are caught, they will be released immediately, and they again come back. They get the money. So I think this is a very social issue, very we can say touchy issue, and we all have to work together for this thing. For the purpose, we can say that we have made many cases, we have on record, but still after so many cases, they again come for this thing, and we also contribute in giving them donation. So I think a combined approach is required with them.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question is there. That is with regard to your opinion on cryptocurrency, the bitcoins.
It is one of the economic crime, and local police, if anything is come, the local police will take action. Many cases, CID crime, economic branch, they are also investigating. So again, this crime is part of the, greed one person has. They want to multiply their money. They are investigating because they have money. They want to this thing. So they are doing it. So this is sort of, in India, it is banned.
Right, sir. Sir, there are many more questions which are there in the list. And I request your approval if we can send those questions over a mail, because otherwise it is going to take a lot of more time.
Okay.
So with your approval, sir, we'll be sending it on mail to you, and then we'll reply back to the participants.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for the enlightening session that you had today, sir. Thank you. Jayant, over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Virendra, sir, for taking question answer session. Now, I would like to request the dignitaries and participants to give a very short few seconds feedback about today's session. Please quickly. First of all, I would like to request Shri Anil Pratham, sir, for feedback.
My feedback is that topic selected has been very good, and it is useful to me as a CID crime person, and to the university and to the participant, because many things.
Sir, yes.
If people really understand the relation between youth and CID, then they can really make themselves safe also, and help the department also, and help the other friends and family members to share with them what actually is CID and what CID can do for their help. So feedback has been from my side. It is very good, excellent topic, excellent questions have been taken.
Thank you very much, sir, for your feedback. Now, I would like to invite Jagdish sir for feedback, and I would like to also mention that anyone from audience, if want to convey something, please mention in chat box or raise your hand Jagdish sir, over to you.
Yes, yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
It was very, very great to be, it was very, very great and engaging to be part of this webinar. Universities of India so far have been teaching organizations, and if at all universities of the India have to be learning organizations, then they have to deliver experiential learning. And to impart experiential learning, such type of webinars are very, very effective tool, which can be initiated. I congratulate Jayant Agrawal and all organizers of the seminar to really do a very breakthrough type of work in our university, so that we provide more experiential learning to university youth. And number that we have in this webinar is also very encouraging, that it is the realized needs of the youth to be part of such type of interactive learning. I really feel happy to be part of such type of academic exercise. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Jagdish sir, for your feedback. Now I would like to invite anyone from audience. I see Srushti Datta. Yeah, Srushti Datta, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, sir, and all the esteemed dignitaries. Myself, Shrishti Datta. CID plays a very important role to ensure that peace and order is maintained in society. They work day and night for us so that we sleep in peace and carry our daily activities without any fear. I am really thankful to Sir for giving his insight on the role that CID plays in order to reduce crimes in the society. The session was amazing and it taught us important lessons on how as a citizen we can help CID to reduce crimes. I am grateful to the organizers for organizing the session and giving us the opportunity to attend this insightful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Srishti. Now I would like to request Adya Saxena ma'am for feedback, and also other participant can raise their hand. Adya ma'am, please.
Well, I must say that this session has been really enriching, because this aspect has not been touched upon, at least by the Faculty of Arts so far. I belong to the discipline of history. I myself have never thought that one should think from this perspective. So the perspective that has been brought by Professor Solanki as well as Sri Assembly is a unique experience, and the students who have been present over here and the listeners in our Facebook and other social media platforms would definitely be thinking differently, and their responses to the society would be now different. So it is like a two-way process where our students and of course our faculty members who have been the registered participants or having access to the Facebook, because we were having only 100 participants on the Zoom platform. So registration has been much more. James is having that data, and that we have to regret the admit in the event. And we think that in a long run, we would be having more such topics coming from police officers, other related agencies, paramilitary forces, and so on. Here I would like to make a humble submission to all of you who are present, that now Faculty of Arts is coming up with a new BA program. This is a BA program under HPC, and the program is for Defense and National Security Studies. While I was speaking, there was an issue with the internet, so I could not share this on the platform. And once our program gets initiated in this academic year, and 60 students will be trained for 3 years, which in fact would be putting them on the SSB lines, PDF lines, and of course going for masters in security studies, and they will very well understand that why today's lecture is significant and important. Maybe the new students or the old students who are planning to be part of the BA program must have joined it. So our colleagues also who are part of the admission process, this is a new program, and knowing about the role of the secret services under various kind of umbrellas definitely will help us understand our immediate society. As far as the student participation, I can say I was just listening to the kind of few questions that had come up. They are actually giving a new zeal of thought process. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adya ma'am. Now I would like to request Sunita ma'am for feedback.
Yeah, in fact, this has been a very offbeat topic, which we have been enlightened on today. And I feel that such sessions would help create enlightened citizens amongst the youth of our country. And when we talk about the role of higher education institutions, it's really youth building and making them good citizens. And when students know that there is a role to play in creating a society which is crime-free, which is free from deviant acts, I feel this is where we take such webinars. Webinars such as this take a step forward in making students aware of their rights and their responsibilities also as being a good citizen, and therefore report and even cooperate with the lawmaking authority, the enforcers, the law enforcers, in creating safe and secure environments for children, for women, for vulnerable groups of people in our society. And I congratulate the organizers of this webinar for taking such an apt topic for today's webinar session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunita ma'am. Now I would like to invite anyone from audience. It is the last feedback. Shaksham, you please. Hello,
Good evening to everyone present here, respected professors and my dear colleagues. I, Saksham Khandare of second year BLLB of Faculty of Law from the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, here to give feedback for today's session. It was indeed an interesting session as we all got to interact with the IPS Anil Pratham sir, Professor Jagdish Solanki sir, and Dr. Jigar Inamdar sir, and also I got an insight about the particular branch of the police which is of CID. We have all grown up by watching CID on Sony TV, but to know and realize how things actually work on the ground and importance of this branch, this session was meant to be very useful, interesting and amazing. Police are one of the most ubiquitous organizations of this society. The cops therefore happen to be the most visible representative of the government. In an hour of need, danger, crisis and difficulty, when a citizen does not know what to do and whom to approach, the police department and a policeman happen to be the most appropriate and approachable unit and person for him. And also, I recently read an interview of Anil Pratham sir, which was published in the Times of India. It was really an inspiring story of how Anil sir has contributed more than 31 years of his life and still contributing for the country in CID. So it was really amazing, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shaksham. Now we are running time, so volunteer if anyone want to give feedback for Adya ma'am, we should proceed for the. Okay, so we.
Once again, on behalf of.
Can I have last question?
Yes.
Yeah, please, sir.
During this time, I could read the many questions in chat room. So I just thought I say 1 minute, I take 1 more minute in this thing. Let me share you that our scheme, Friends for Women and Child, is open to all. Procedure is that if you apply, the local police station will verify and send to us, and then we can take them as a friends for women check. Secondly, as I am handling the Hindustan Scout and Guide, so Hindustan Scout and Guide also work on so many aspects regarding youth empowerment and youth activities. So if anyone willing, they can become the member of the Hindustan Scouts and Guide also. I can request Jayendra Agarwal, he can initiate if anyone is willing. And secondly, as I am also associated with other organization, so whoever has any interest in any organization, so if they become part of that organization, so it gives them a new area of knowledge, leadership potential, and do something other than what they are doing. So it will make them more exposure. Just I thought I share them. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil sir. We are very much interested to work in this whole organization, and for that we would also do something on behalf of university also. We would contact you for the same. Jagdish sir also very much interested in this thing. I told him also. Now we should proceed further as we have lack of time. Thank you, everyone. Now I would like to invite Professor Aja Saxena ma'am to give the vote of thanks.
So I would like to respond to Shri Anil Pratham's query that what we are doing in the field of women and child as far as our university is concerned. We follow the Supreme Court guidelines. We are having the cell which is called as Women's Grievances and Redressal Cell. I myself is the chairperson for ICC. So we look and take care of the women at the faculty level, at the department level, and at the university level. When it comes to child development, we have family and community sciences, and our university actually caters to the needs from the primary needs to the higher education needs. So a little bit is also done by the faculty of family and community sciences, and of course, your concern is very, very important, and we will be taking up these issues certainly at some point of time as per the directives coming from the government of Gujarat and from the central government. And after saying so, I would like to thank each one of you. First of all, the patron of this webinar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Deviyar, followed by our guest speakers, Anil Prathamji and Professor Jagdish Solanki. Besides that, in collaboration, we had Faculty of Social Work, we had IQAC with us, and besides that, the team of the NSS coordinator, from the colleagues from the Department of Sociology, colleagues from the Faculty of Law, the students, and of course, Institute of Leadership and Government. And besides that, a whole long team of the students who have been busy preparing the key material, reaching out to each of us, coordinating and working so hard for the last 1 year. My special thanks to Jen, because Jen was off and on, curious to put the program in order, and I must say that it has come out very well. And very soon we will be sharing the report of the program, each of us. The participants here, you have given so much of time. I think that you have gathered a lot, and your participation will also be acknowledged in terms of key certificates. And I hope that as soon as Corona is under more control, we will have an opportunity to call Anil Prathamji in our premises, and there we can interact with him in person. So, sir, I invite you for in future to be on the NS University campus on behalf of the fraternity of the Maharaja Sahibirao University of Baroda. So, sir, thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the vote of thanks. And all NSS dignitaries are also here. So we would surely do something to join organizations with NSS. We can do some activities in collaboration also. which organization mentioned by sir. For now, I would like to request all to stand up at your place for national anthem. Muskan, please play national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, Muskan, for playing national anthem. Thanks everyone for joining and making this possible. I hope that we will have many more interactive sessions in future too. Thanks all and have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anish sir, for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Adya ma'am, Virendra sir, Sunita ma'am, and Jagdish sir for support us.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. Good work.
Thank you.
We'll talk later. All right. Bye bye.
हाँ वीरेंद्र मिलते हैं.
Sir.
चलो जयंत मिलते हैं.
जी sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Sunila madam. Thank you.
It was a pleasure collaborating with you all. Chalo, good.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Same here.
We look forward for more such collaborative events, huh?
Right, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, ma'am. Bye-bye. Have a good time, ma'am.
Thank you, Umang sir, for guiding us. You are the strongest pillar in all events.
Okay, thank you, Jayant. So we can leave.
Yes, we can end the meeting now.
Okay.
Thank you. All participants will receive a feedback for will receive certificate within 24 hours. Thank you, everyone.